Welcome to another episode of We Don't Die. I'm your host, Sandra Champlain, author of the international best-selling book called We Don't Die: A Skeptic's Discovery of Life After Death. And it's getting to be almost 30 years since I first started researching the afterlife. And between this show, We Don't Die, and my Shades of the Afterlife on iHeartRadio, I now have over 800 episodes. So you know I love what I do and I love sharing. If you don't know or you haven't seen me yet, my home base is wedon'tdie.com. Lots of free goodies there. You can have a free copy of my book in the PDF form. Also, we offer a free Sunday gathering inspirational service with medium demonstration. We have classes and we have so much more, all at wedon'tdie.com. Now, on to our episode. Today, I'm joined by a woman who doesn't just believe in the afterlife. She has spent 50 years experiencing the connection between this world and the next. Purnima Sinha comes from 3 generations of meditators in India and holds certificates in lifestyle medicine and psychotherapy from the Harvard School of Medicine. But her most profound credentials come from her own life experiences. Purnima is a near-death experiencer who also has had shared death experiences and profound after death communications with her parents. She has worked in hospitals, helping patients transition, where she's witnessed proof that our loved ones are waiting for us. She has also presented her knowledge and facilitated panels at the conferences of our great friends at IANDS, which is the International Association for Near-Death Studies. She's here today to tell us her story, and perhaps she'll even give us some tools so that we can all learn to let go, connect, and manifest. Purnima, welcome to We Don't Die.
Thank you so much, first of all, giving me the space to talk about this platform. I love your podcast and I love anybody who's doing this work is helping helping humanity in general because so many people are afraid of death and so many people think, that this material world is real, which is not. It looks real, but when we go home, our permanent home, then we will see.
I love that. Well, start by telling us a little bit about yourself, maybe where you live today, and then a little bit into your past, where you're someone who grew up believing in the afterlife. Talk to us about you.
I live in Northern Virginia, half an hour from Washington D.C. So I need to be very grounded. I don't watch news too much at all, just for the information, because I truly, truly believe is so many good people in this world and not being reported. So is the people are so fearful of lot of things, and my job is as a sole purpose to help humanity because I was raised in this environment with my mom and dad to always have faith and remember God, whoever however you define. I define God. God is goal of divine. So goal of divine is a source, has no religion, and we are all connected through the breath. So that is my goal, to help as much as I can.
And you grew up
In India.
learning in India, learning meditation. I know you've meditated most of your life, if not all of your life. And then with Harvard and the other schooling you've had, it seems like you've gone into academics as well.
Yes. What happened actually, I grew up in that environment. So, but my parents never said to do this particular thing, that they were very strong meditator. My both side grandparents were meditators. But, when you are growing up, you just know the atmosphere and environment. And about the faith, they never told about do this, do ritual and this and that. So knowing all that, and I'm in this country, live in United States, 45 years. So I was young. I'm 65. So life teaches you all the lesson. And my father used to tell my mom that don't teach them anything because life will teach them. Life will teach you. And my father always said, have faith. That's all. So, I grew up with that. So when I was growing up and when I came here having some issue with, life, I remember my father's, word of wisdom, have faith. So I always did meditation, but I didn't know like it was, I am doing meditation. But later in life, I was very much connected and very intuitive as a child. I I think I probably like between 7 and 10, I knew that I will not live in India. The guidance was very real, and my father was very intuitive, and I always followed my guidance and intuition. So, long story short, I knew it, I had to work in the hospital. It is a long story. So, when I was doing my volunteer work, year and a half later, they find out that I was sharing, quotations and books and authors with the patients. And then they approached me to teach meditation, which was my dream job. So universe is very supportive when we have no agenda behind it, because universe know the intention. And I firmly believe whatever the intention I have, that will be the outcome, energy of that outcome. So I teach meditation, doing working with hospital and in our county, doing workshops, private session, all kind of things with them. Literally dedicated my life after being a graphic designer for 16 years. So this is my calling, and 2009, I believe, it is started.
I would love to talk about meditation before we end because I can't help but think having a foundation in that helped you be connected, which you didn't even realize until
Yes.
things started happening. So, what would you like to talk about first? I know you had an NDE around the year 2000. Could you share some stories with us, Purnima?
Okay. I think now, I held back about after death communication and near death experience and sheer death experience for 22 years. More than that, 22 years, my mom and passed away. But even before, I knew all this thing with experience, but I didn't know the language. So only through IANDS, which International Association for Near Death Study, I know, and I'm very grateful to the IANDS. I can speak about and share about my experiences. And Bill Guggenheim, who wrote a book, Hello from Heaven, he is the one who started me in this journey. Because what happened 2002 August, my mom passed away, and 2003, after 7 months, my dad passed away. So my grief was so intense, I cannot describe it at all. So I was in lot of pain. And if I look back now, I think everything was connected to begin with. So I never uh, acknowledged my NDE, even though I was perfectly fine. But I was dealing with lot of pain. So this NDE experience I had in year 2000, May, I believe, May or June. My son was getting a award. I think he was graduating, and during that time, I was dealing with lot of pain. So this was year 2000. Yes. One thing I forgot to mention, something happened in year 2000 which cracked my ego, literally. So I think the universe had a plan for me to go to this journey, and I was not listening. So something happened, and we all know how ego works, right? So we don't want to admit it, that the universe give you tap on the shoulder, they give you some hint, ignore, ignore, ignore. Then I was like completely, bam. So dealing with that pain was again like destroying your own ego, like physical death. You can literally feel the physical death. So that time, that day actually particular, it was a award ceremony, and I was so sick emotionally. I came home and I was doing meditation, and most of my experience happened during meditation. So I truly know it is a database. It just give you the data and no emotion behind it, nothing attachment. It just give you the information. If I take it, fine. If I don't take it, that's fine. So with this day particular, I can still remember moment by moment that I was shown again only through eye, and I know about this tunnel. I didn't know anything. It was literally shown to me that if you cross that particular area, you cannot come back. Because I was praying that please take me. I just wanted to disappear. I didn't want to say I'm, sick or anything. I said I cannot deal with this pain anymore. So make me disappear. So I was seeing that vision very clearly. And I knew that if I cross that certain threshold, I may not able to come back. And when this was shown to me, and it was shown to me that all my life achievement or whatever was shown to me that you're going to do a lot of things. I did not understand that time. And my kids were young that time. One was in high school, going to college. Other was in probably like, I don't know, in middle school. And I wasn't able to see any of their achievement in life. So when this was shown to me about my kids, I didn't want it to go. So I came back. And that was very profound and very spiritual at the same time. But again, I couldn't talk to anybody. Even my parents were alive, but I couldn't talk to them either at all. So 2002, when my mom got sick, and my mom was very much afraid of death for some reason, even though she was very spiritual. And so when I went there, she was very sick. Sometimes she couldn't able to uh, comprehend what I was saying, very weak. And doctor said, we cannot do anything. So take her home. So when I went there, my father was very upset because my mom was sick. They never went to the hospital whole lifetime. So first time she was in hospital, came back after 7 days. She had the pipe through. We were giving her food. And my father was so upset to see her in that condition. He was saying remove from this place, and we said we cannot remove her, dad. She was gone, and that we have to deal. But again, I was 42-year-old, and I was dealing with so much grief because they both were in that situation. I couldn't do anything. I was crying like a child. And my brother saw that. He's an older brother, and he's the one who was taking care of both of them. And so he was getting upset with me that why you're acting like a 5-year-old. Everybody go through that. Everybody parents get old. But I was just literally loud and saying to God that please take both of them. I cannot deal with it. So my father heard it, and my father told one of my family member to remove me from the room. He said, take Purnima out from this room. Because of her, my mom cannot die. So when he said that, I was so shocked to hear that. And I said, I don't know what he said. I asked, what did you say? Mean that she cannot die? Because then all of a sudden, the whole flashback, I had some issue with my mom, like a complainer that you did not love me and this, all kind of things. And that's another, long story. And I knew that she had some issue when I was born. So she could not take care of me for I don't know how many days. So my father and my older sister was taking care of me. So age 35, it started to bother me that I have no childhood memory with my mom. So, and that was very strong. So when they came here to my place, 97, I literally sat down with both of them, and I told my mom that all the complaint I had with her. And she heard it very nicely, did not interrupt me. And then after I was done, she said, it's not true. So I got more mad because she did not acknowledge. I said, what type of mother you are? I'm telling all this thing and you said it's not true. Later on, again, it's all about perception. Child see from different point of view. Parents are doing their best from their point of view. So in that flash, when my father said, remove her, because of her, she cannot die, I knowingly, in my soul, I knew what he was talking about, because I was holding that thing from her about the complaint. She never acknowledged to say that I love you or something. So another thing I remember in that flash second, when I was younger, probably late teenager, she told me what to do when she's going home, when she's dying. She told me all the stuff that this world is not real. We are playing a role here. This is, we are here to help people. We are here to, our purpose is to serve people, not like gather stuff for yourself. So all the details she gave me, and I heard here and gone from that other ear. But that particular day, I remember the whole movie. It's like a came to me, and literally flipping a switch on and off, I stopped crying. And I stopped crying, and I remember she told me that when she go do the prayer, do our satsang. We are from Dialbag, India, so we grew up in that faith. So I got the book and I sat next to her and I started doing all the prayers and everything. And I asked her if she can hear me, give me some signs. So she did give me sign like this, that she could hear me, because she was very weak to talk. And my father was there. And one day he was asking me, we were talking, me and my dad, and my mother was next to me. So my father was very intuitive. And he asked me what particular day it is. And I said, and he said, Sunday she will be gone. And Sunday she did die. So it was, I was like, it was the grief, and the whole process was so fast. I had no idea how to process it. And I never knew about afterlife because I never had the experience before. But now, going back, even in the childhood, growing up, I had people come to me, give me the information. But again, I had no language. And I couldn't talk to anybody because I don't know what they will think of me. And my mother, I think, knew from the beginning that I was very intuitive. And she used to rub my hand to her hand like this. And I never knew why she did that. But my mom, after she passed, she literally started coming to me next day.
How?
Because when she was dying, I'm literally talking to her telepathically that you are my mother. You have to tell me what happened. Is now I'm laughing, but I was in so much grief because I now I said that time that what I'm going to do now. Because I had complained that never got, she didn't say anything. She said it wasn't true. So I said, okay, now what? Now how I'm going to deal with this thing? So I'm telling her that, she was afraid of death. So I was there, and that was very peaceful for her. I know that for sure because she was very close to me. When I was older, we were very close to each other. And I felt when the doctor came to pronounce her body, I felt literally something came to me. I felt it in my heart. Again, I had no language. I could not say anything to anybody. But the after death communication started literally next day.
What did she say? Could you hear her when you spoke to her?
I sensed her. I sensed her presence. I sensed her giving me information about the have peace and have faith. Because what happened when I went there, my younger son is starting high school. So he was alone here with my husband. And my father was sick. So I could not leave him, my father, in that situation. And my father was so heartbroken with my mom's death, he never got up from the bed. And he passed away after 7 months. He did not eat. He did not, nothing. He literally didn't do anything. So when I was, I stayed there 15, I think 2 weeks after her death. And it's a monsoon season that time, August, thunder, and the flight were getting canceled from Ranchi to Delhi because it's only one flight. So everybody was saying you are not able to go because the weather is so bad. The flight is being canceled. And I'm literally talking to my mom like I'm talking to you, that you have to take me home because my son is there, younger son, and he needs me. And even though I was in so much pain, so the day my flight was, rain stopped like 3-4 hours before, sunshine, completely weather was fine. I went Delhi perfectly fine, and then took flight from Delhi to US. Again, whole period of time I was very sick. I had lot of anxiety. Doctor was giving me medication because it's a long flight, 10-hour wait in Switzerland. And my heart is beating so fast, and I was literally thinking, something may happen to me while I'm going home. So I'm talking to her, I'm doing prayer, doing meditation, that please take me home because I have a responsibility. And whole period of time, I felt her hand, like, the touch, presence on my right shoulder. When I came home, I felt her presence at least 3 to 6 months. It was, I never got scared. I was never scared that I felt her presence. And because I think she knew that I need peace and faith. So she wanted to make sure till I'm kind of okay. So, but I felt her presence many times after that, but not continuously. After her death, I felt her presence at least 6 to 8 months.
That's beautiful. I have my mom just upstairs, and we are so close. And
Oh,
I would, when that time comes, we don't know who goes first, but just that we feel each other's presence like that.
yes. Because love is real. Love is real, and we are always being helped.
Purnima, when your dad passed, was he in India and you were in the United States?
Yes.
And did you have one of those shared death experience that
Yes.
you knew when he passed? Would you talk
Yes.
about that?
Yes. Yeah. I'm getting chill because when I did the conference in after death communication panel, after I was done, and I literally told my mom that I did the panel discussion. So I'm done with you. I shared because I held for 22 years. Guess what? After that, what happened? My dad presence I felt. He said, what about my sheer death? I never knew again this sheer death thing till I met William Peter. So I talked to Monica after that for a long time. But what happened when my mom passed away, I felt her presence like after death communication right away. And my father was, literally on the bed for 7 months, and he was getting weaker and weaker. He couldn't able to hear, so I could not talk on the phone. And he did not like the email at all. And I was praying every day for him to go. So January, I went back again with my son, older son who was becoming a doctor following, 2003 will you start. And for my mom, it was a huge thing to one person to become a doctor. So when he was going to a school, before he was going, I told my dad, please do not go because my mom died, August 2002. So when I was coming back in September, I told my dad, so please hang on. I'm coming back in January with my son. So in January, me and my older son went, and I talked to him. I stayed with him, didn't do anything, literally sit beside him all day, all night. So when I was coming back, again, he was very sad that I'm leaving, and I knew I will not see him. So, and I had no, issue with him. We were like best buddies. So I was, holding his hand and crying at the same time that I'm saying goodbye. I literally told him, I'm saying goodbye to you because I know I will not see you. And I started crying. And he said, do not cry. Show me your smile because I want to remember you, your smiling face. So, and always have faith. I came back here, and he passed away in March 28th, 20, in India 29th, here at 28th March. A week before his death, I was so sick again with emotional pain. I could not able to function at my work. So my boss told me to take time off and stay home. And I'm crying every day. I'm praying every day. Please take him. Please take him. But that particular day, when he was about to leave, I do not do meditation. I'm a good meditator. Like in the morning, I have to have like 2-3 hours in the morning, then and in the night at least hour in between, whatever. But that particular moment, that day, I was something told me again, my guidance, that you sit with him. So I'm sitting, doing meditation, praying, holding in my, in my body, that I'm holding his hand like this, because I always remember his touch. His hand was so big whenever I will hold. And as a child, I walked with him every day. So I remember his touch. So I'm holding his hand and I'm praying all the verses he loved. I'm crying, but I'm again in very much into peace, and saying goodbye to him. And I had no idea why I sat there. When I get my guidance or intuition, I do not question. That's the way I am from the beginning. Has no logic behind it, but that's what I follow. So after that, in the later, I went to friend's house. She invited me because she said it will give you some change. So come over here. So when I came back home, 11:30 home, my answering machine had that message. And when I calculated the time of his death, and I was sitting with him during meditation. So I knew, I'm getting again goosebumps that I was with him, because him and I was very close. So and again, I didn't know that about the shared death experience. It was very peaceful. Even though I was crying, I was in much, much peace that he is wherever he is. But the other thing is, I never had after death communication from him. So which was so weird, and I was getting so angry. I said, why cannot I feel you? Because I was feeling my mom. And I was just getting literally angry that we were so close. Where are you? Every day I'm asking, doing prayer, meditation. And I think 6-7 months later, again, it was during meditation, I felt I was on my left side, on the right shoulder, and on my head. Like, when somebody is putting your hand, you can feel the touch of your hair at the hand. That sensation I got, and I just knew that was him. So I was so happy. I said, thank goodness you came. Again, I didn't know what after death communication was that time.
You've learned so much. And for the listeners or our viewers that don't know about shared death experiences, William Peters and Shared Crossing is got a wonderful website about it, but it's several different ways you can get a shared death
Oh,
experience. You
yeah.
get
I have so many with other family members and people who I teach in the class, and some of the friends which I'm not very close to. Again, I had no idea what these are all the shared death, because literally they are dying. Somehow they are communicating to telling me to do this, this, this. And they
that's
are in
it.
the heart. Yeah, and it's like it's so, again, it's so weird. You cannot have, there is no logic behind it. But when I confirmed with them, it was exact same time and same day.
That's just it. And I want to hear some of those hospital stories in just a second. But those shared death experiences can be a time when you're actually with the person and you experience, because some people see a tunnel, see the light, see the loved ones, same as their loved ones when they pass. But also, you could be halfway around the world or just sleeping in bed, and your loved one comes to you, and then you find out that they died at that moment. So, those are shared death experiences, because I know that's a relatively new term in the world. But Purnima, tell us about some of those hospital stories because you've said you've had the shared death experiences. Also, have you been with someone when they passed, when they have a loved one coming to greet them, or maybe, they can see off and they smile? Any of those experiences?
My father did said couple of times, and I had see he was in India, Ranchi, and I'm here, and he told my on the phone. My brother told me that he said that my mother and my grandmother came to receive him. It was in December. He passed away in March, and December I had a dream. I had a dream that my father were bringing him with the, holding a chair because he could not able to walk. And I'm seeing down the stair that my mom and grandmother is standing. It was his dream, but I saw that dream too. So I know for sure people, I cannot say I know for sure because I'm not dead yet. But I know that, people have, many people have told me in the hospital and here that people have experience with their loved ones. So one story I want to, it's not a shared death, but it was such a remarkable story. It's unbelievable actually. What happened when I was working in hospital as a patient advocate again, it's a long story. I would not go into that. But this particular patient I saw, I do rounding. After COVID, it was limited, but patient advocate, you do rounding just like doctors. You are talking to each patient on behalf of the hospital and administration that how is their care. So this particular patient I met 7 times, totally stranger. Somehow she got close to me. I didn't know she was dying. I didn't know she had cancer. So when she got little close to me, she said, Purnima, you come and visit me every Wednesday because every Wednesday was my volunteer work. So she told me that I am dying. She had bone cancer and she was having a lot of issue with her mother. So she said, please, talk to my mother because I cannot die peacefully. She will not let me die peacefully. So she told nurses that when I am dying, call Purnima. So the hospital called me 3:15 in the morning because the nurses know when, they are the organs are shutting down. So I went there and I sat with her and I literally saw her last breath with her. But the remarkable story about that, when I met her and she got close to me a little bit, she wanted to see her father before her death because she never met her father. She just had a picture of her father. I think the father was he was a married man. He just had one night with her mother or whatever. So she always wanted to have, just want to see his father face. So she found the picture on the internet and she saved his picture on the screensaver. He's wearing a light blue shirt and the yellow tie. And she's looking at him all day. And whenever I visit, she will tell me that this is my dad. I just want to see him one time, Purnima. And she has no contact. So she gave me phone number. Somehow she find out. So I called him couple of times, left a message, but never got call back. So I told Edna that I did leave a message and let's see what happened. It's up to the universe. So one day when I was calling her, she was in the hospital. She said, Purnima, you never guess what happened. I said, what happened? Because the day, I think it was very close to her death. I don't know exact date. After the visiting hour was over, one gentleman came to her room without saying anything. And when she saw him, guess what he was wearing?
The blue shirt
Blue,
with the yellow
light
tie.
blue shirt and yellow tie. And she said, Purnima, he did come and see me. So she saw her father before her death. And she was so much peace. Hospital, when they found out that story, they gave me award because I go beyond the patient advocate volunteer work. So, but I don't take any credit. After that, administration find out about lot of divine intervention between me and the patient and the hospital. That's how they approach me to teach meditation there. And my son, who became a doctor, he provided all the medical journals to hospital to start a program. And after that, some of my patient, some of my people who I teach, they have their family member disease is in the shared death experience, which have I had the experience. I didn't know at all, because all of a sudden I'm perfectly fine. I will get the sensation. And I know somebody's remembering me. I have no idea who. And when the guidance come to do this or whatever, I will do that. And then later I will find out with confirmation this, because I write journals. So I have my journals all the time. I put date and time there. So now I know that we are all connected. Every one of us is connected through the energy world, and we are always helping each other.
So what you're saying is you kept journals and you would have these feelings, maybe people coming to you, and then you'd find out that they did pass? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
All right, so you're very tapped into their
I guess, yes.
energy.
Yes, very much so. One incident only. It happened, I think, last year. I was physically sick. I was so sick because we were going to attend the funeral, and it had during this death, I knew this happened and confirmed with one of the family member. But so again, I want to tell the audience that you have to protect yourself. So meditation, I always ask for the guidance and protection, but sometimes I literally have to tell, I don't know who it is, but if I don't feel if I feel uncomfortable, I have to tell that, please, leave me. I don't want this energy around me. It just recently happened last month. One of the class I teach, and one lady passed away, and all of a sudden, like cardiac arrest or something. And literally next day, I felt her presence, and I was very uncomfortable. Very sweet lady, but I was very uncomfortable. So I literally has to say that, please, go. I do not, I don't say like physically, but I don't like that energy around me, whatever that energy was. But again, I cannot say for sure. I only know I what I feel, and I sense people. I sense people very much.
You're very sensitive to the energy. Have you heard
Yes.
the term terminal lucidity before?
Yes.
Would you talk a little bit about that, and have you experienced that with any of the people?
Uh, I have one experience with this person, gentleman, also came to my class for more than 10 years. So very, very nice gentleman. And when I do the class, I sit in a circle, because I truly believe that we are all one, all together. And again, this person died within like 3 months. They found out he had spinal cord, some kind of cancer, and then he passed away. So his wife was reaching out to me through email, but I never had connection with his wife. So I was delete the email, because I said, I don't know who this email is from, so I will delete it. Later on, I found out that she was trying to reach me because he asked his wife to reach me, and he could not able to talk because he was on the ventilator. So that particular day when he passed, all of a sudden, I felt very heaviness here, and I felt that some person cannot able to breathe. Again, I didn't know that time. I knew he was in the hospital, and so when he passed, his wife called me, emailed me, and we talked. But when I asked her, literally, uh, that I told her I was very close to this gentleman, so he knew, and he was telling his wife that I cannot breathe, but I can hear Purnima voice in the meditation class what she teaches. So we were connected. So when I asked her about him passing away before this process, about my uncomfortableness, about breath. I felt the heaviness on my chest. She did confirm that moment, he was having very hard time, even with the ventilation on.
I mentioned that I was just doing some research yesterday and I came across a very interesting story, true story about the terminal lucidity. This woman had lost all speech. She would just stare at a wall. She had advanced dementia. There was nothing left. And just before she passed, she came fully alive. She talked to the nurses and wanted to see her children. And they came, adult children, and of course, they're thinking, "Mom's coming back to life, somehow she's healed." She had full memory, full recognizing of all of them, wonderful conversation, and then she passed the next day. So, what I have come to believe for myself about consciousness, and maybe we can talk about a little bit about this, is if we have a computer or a television and we take a hammer to it and it stops working, well, it doesn't mean that the internet signal or the television signal is gone. And
Exactly.
so with terminal lucidity, many people, scientific people believe that who we are the receiver, like the television, but our signal is outside of us, our consciousness, the whole thing is outside of us. And with terminal lucidity, it's like that final surge that it can pop in just one last time, maybe say goodbyes or just give some faith to loved ones. But I love hearing about that. Could we talk a little bit about consciousness, your thoughts of it? And I'd love to really get into a little bit about meditation. I know you teach it. It's a long, it's we're getting close to our time being together up here today, but even just some tools, because I think the more that we can connect with that oneness, whatever the divine is that people want to call that, there's something there. And I think we are truly all connected. And I love how your dad said, always have faith. So I'm going to push that over to you now and share what you'd like from that.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. I did know that about the consciousness. And I'm also researching consciousness over 25 plus year because I'm very curious. And yes, the lucidity, the dream, we are in the dimension. When I say we are, that I'm talking about myself, we are always connected to the dimension of the other non-physical. So when I say meditation is listening to God. When I'm doing prayer, I'm talking to God. When I'm doing meditation, I'm listening to God. So meditation calms your mind down, less thought we have, more space we have to receive. This is just a receiver. This is just the antenna. So the consciousness, is everywhere. Everywhere. We are all connected. It is a database. That's the only thing I can describe. That meditation give you the information, like intuitive guidance or presence, or you can feel it by sensation. However, whatever, each of us have the same gift. Every one of us have same gift. The question is, lot of people who are very intellectual, they need logic behind it. I am not smart at all. So I don't need logic. When I get guidance, I follow it. Same thing, like, the classes, the how thing classes started, everything was the guided to me, everything. So one thing I can say, every day, gratitude and prayer makes a huge difference. When we start our day with gratitude, that I'm breathing, I'm grateful. My body is working, I'm grateful. Because imagine holding your nose for 10 seconds, how it feels. So breath is the core for meditation. So when I'm literally consciously paying attention to the breath, we are connecting to the source. We are always breathing, but we never pay attention to our breath till something happens. Right? So when I pay attention to my breath, feeling inhale and exhale, is staying in the present moment is meditation. Or anything you do or I do, what I love, truly love, That is meditation. You don't have to just sit or close your eyes and do this. A lot of people get very pulled away when they hear the word meditation because they get scared. So it's nothing to scared about. And meditation has nothing to do with religion. So consciousness is everywhere. Gratitude and prayer is the main key. And the information comes as a database. It has no emotion behind it. Because if it's coming from my ego, the thought will come and you will feel, oh, this is, I will feel good, I will get acknowledged, I'll get prize, and I will get whatever. But if it's coming from your heart, the intuition guidance, the divine guidance, it just give you information and it will let it go. It's like a whoosh. If you hear it, follow it, fine. If you don't hear it, don't follow it, it's fine. Perfect example I will give you, it will take you a minute. One day, my suitcase was out of the closet, and I was telling my husband, my kids, don't watch out for the suitcase, don't trip over that thing. And everybody was gone. I was getting the laundry basket from the bedroom. The both hand had a laundry basket, holding, and I'm the one who tripped over that suitcase. And I flew almost 10 foot, like one corner to the other corner, literally. It it happened like nanosecond, right? I literally heard, do not resist. I heard that voice very clearly, and I did not resist. Literally free fall all the way. Thank goodness nothing happened because I had 3 or 4 big furniture in the room. If I would have resisted to look somewhere, I for sure I would have got hurt. That was a perfect example again that the guidance is there. Is my job. Am I listening? So that was the guidance, intuition, the consciousness, awareness, prayer, whatever we can name it, God. So when we do meditation, it opens up that space of nothingness. And the guidance come and I can hear it much, much clearly. If I have too much going on, then I cannot able to hear. We all can hear the same information.
Do you think meditation is like a muscle to build? Starting
Oh,
off,
yes.
your
Oh,
mind is talk, 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 and then, okay, in the present, paying attention to my breath. Then it's talk, 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 talk.
it is a spiritual muscle. We go to the gym to build muscle, right? Anybody who's doing good workout, we can see by their bicep, right? He's working good. But spiritual muscle, you don't see, you feel it. Anybody you get in contact with, we get the sensation either that person or energy will bring you down or bring you up. Instantly, we can feel it. So being open to it, being authentic. And when I say, that's what I teach, that self-care equals self-love. That means when I am criticizing here myself, I don't respect myself, it is a self-abuse. It's not abuse from anybody else. So meditation is stop playing the blame game. We cannot play a blame game and do meditation at the same time. Because meditation is my responsibility. My journey is my responsibility. My emotion is my journey. And my emotion is my emotion. Nobody can trigger unless something get triggered inside. And a lot of people wants to get away from the emotion. They don't want to feel it. So once we don't want to feel it, it comes over and over and over. Age 50, it is start with, I believe, age 40, because it happened to me age 40. Then 50, 60, 70. I do workshops with people, and some of the people are still so angry at 80. So the 3 things I said for meditation, that have faith, don't hold grudge with anybody, and trust divine.
Important words. So many people have had near-death experiences, and then even the greatest gurus and teachers in different religions, it's about love, it's about kindness, it's about forgiveness and being in service.
Yeah.
And I think whether it's a New Year's resolution or any time, if we can look at our life through that lens
Yes.
and know that we all have this ego and it all
Yes.
builds from all of our years on the planet and all the thoughts and things
We
that we've
need
had.
ego to have live in the physical world.
Yes, and keep us
Because
alive.
if the lion comes, we have to run.
That's right. We can't be sitting there.
Right. Meditation.
One last question about meditation. Have you ever been in meditation so much that you lose track of your physical body and you feel connected with the divine?
Yes, 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 and yes. And I love it because I had OBE all my life. Again, I didn't know that.
Out of body
Oh,
experience.
yes. Oh, yes. It's just, it is. That's why I said, once you get the taste of that blissfulness, you don't want to come back here. But we have to come back here to do our responsibility. So that's why I love doing meditation because it takes me to that state and it the hours passes and you don't feel it.
And like your dad said, always have faith. You have
Yes.
that connection. And then I 100% believe when we can slow down enough and be present, whether it's our eyes closed meditation or walking meditation, that you're just out fully present in nature. That's when we're open to have these feelings and signs and messages at the top tap on the head. But if we're too busy looking at our cell phone and the text messages, we can never experience that.
Yes. And give my love to your mom, please.
I will. She's
Just tell
lovely.
her to, I give her a hug, virtual hug.
She will love that. Your motto, Purnima, is self-care equals self-love. We have many people in our audience right now who are going through very deep grief with the physical passing of a loved one. What would you share with them?
First thing I say that please feel your grief. When I'm talking about after death communication, I'm smiling and laughing. Don't think this is 22 years ago. So it took me like 5 to 7 years to process the grief, and everybody's grief journey is different. So make sure you feel your grief, you feel your emotion, but same time, give 5 minutes of gratitude in the morning before you get up. And when you go to bed, do gratitude. You can call it prayer. You can say, I'm talking to divine. Nothing matters, but feel your emotion because feeling emotion is very important. You cannot deny it because it is real. Physical body, you feel it, you see it, you touch it. But we are more than physical because as soon as you imagine something, you went somewhere. You're not there. Like imagine, I can imagine I was in India or I'm in India. I can go there right away, right? So a lot of things when you do meditation, you see non-physical intelligence, which you cannot touch, but you can feel it. So feel your emotion, acknowledge your tear, respect your tear, process your pain, but same time, I urge you to, take care of this temple you have for the time being. Have gratitude and prayer that I am grateful for each breath. And please show me what is my purpose because we are all here to serve. We are not here to gather stuff because when I'm gone, everything is left behind. Nothing goes with me, only love goes with me.
Purnima, I've heard you say on another podcast, let go and how to manifest. I know we want to be in communication with our loved ones. I know we can start with meditation and prayer and gratitude, but do you have any other tips for the manifestation and letting go?
Yes, because but when I say let go, because our ego wants to know. So when I when I'm asking for the universe, I want this, I want this, I want this. That means I'm telling the universe that I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. Right? What I mean by that, let go. Whenever you are asking something, be very clear what you want. And again, when I say what I want, it's not about material. I want to have lottery and I want to have this purse and shoes or whatever. What I want from life, ask what life wants from me. How can I give? How can I serve? And when I do that, you can say that, okay, I want, like I always knew I wanted to work in the hospital. I don't know why, but don't get attached to the result. Just say, I want this and let go. That means feel it. If I have that thing, how does it feel? If you already have that, how does it feel? It's not that when I have it, then how I feel. It's two different total energy field. So when I say I want this, and again, I'm not talking about the ego point of view, because universe is very smart. It knows our intention, because even if I say this is my intention, but I know, like if I'm talking to Sandra and I'm giving her something, but I know this behind, I have some agenda, universe will never support you. So be clear what you want for the humanity and ask guidance from the universe. How can you help me
That
without any attachment?
is that how you met Oprah, Deepak
Oh,
Chopra, and
yes.
others?
Oh,
I saw
I
some of the pictures you sent me, and I thought, wow,
I have met and talked to all my favorite authors. That's why in the hospital they said they named me prayer lady because they said she prayed all the time. And when I met Oprah, I loved Oprah when she was in Baltimore. So when I saw her and I said, can I just look at you and can I hug you? I just wanted to feel it. And she said, and I shared what I was doing in the hospital that time. And after that, I met 14 people who came on the Super Soul on her show. And it's just, that's why I have no degree I don't have no PhD, no MD, nothing. And the universe, get all this and thing. And I met everybody. Is just beyond my mind can comprehend. And this is, I think, Dr. Christian Northrup, all the authors read their books and helped me. That's what I was sharing in the hospital. Dr. Wayne Dyer, meeting him was the best day. And talking to Marianne Williamson, talking to Dr. Christian Northrup, she helped me with all this, the books she wrote about menopause and all this stuff. So when I was sharing, and life is all about sharing. If this helped me, it may help you. So the universe literally know what is my intention. And intention and gratitude and a prayer is key for life.
keeping your eye on being of service to others, because that's in
Yes.
every fiber of your being. Purnima, with our last few minutes, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience today?
I have a beautiful story about my mom,
Please.
which I shared in the conference. What happened, again, I didn't know after death communication at that time, but I promised my mom that when she was getting older, she said nobody talked to her. So I in my mind, I said I will talk to old people. So when I started working in hospital, 2008. Every year we put flower. We buy from the nursery and put flower. But that particular year in March, all of a sudden, like millions of small, seedling, it's in my yard. And I'm just over this window, I'm watching my yard and said, I did not plant this year. So I don't know what these plants are coming from. And it was like completely like millions, like it was the food bed is like maybe 10 by 20. So it's a long. So I thought, okay, I'm going to let it grow. So when it grew, that flower, it was a velvet flower. It looks like a velvet, is orange and magenta and red, all all colors. And I'm looking at the window in awe that how in the world these all flower came from. I didn't plant. We change flower every year. All of a sudden, it came to me, my mom's voice, that मैंने तेरा घर बगीचा फूलों से भर दिया, meaning I filled your garden with flowers. And velvet flower was her favorite flower. And I was working in the hospital, volunteer work, talking to the older and sick people. And guess what? I realized we change every year flower, but 1997, the year she came here and I complained about her, that year I planted that flower. It came back after 11 years. And it just giving me goosebump. I knew that point, this is real. It was so clear to me about the velvet, about the colors, about the, we never planted. And since then, 2008, it comes every year.
That's beautiful.
That is amazing. I talk about, because there was one question in the conference that how do you know this is real
Hmm.
after death communication? And we all had experience. And I said about this experience, I just knew it from the window looking at the flower that, the energy is there and they support you.
They do.
Thank you
It's
so much for allowing me.
Oh, thank you so much for being our guest today,
Thank
Purnima.
you.
Oh, and for our listener or our viewer, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Lots to think about here, and starting with the simplicity, paying attention to the breath can make a world of difference. And just mentioning how can all of this stuff be real? That ego mind really wants to tell us that this can't be true. But when we sit here and we realize that we are these self-contained energy vehicles, that we just add a little food and water and sunshine, and we live for up to 100 years, whatever, and we are on planet Earth which is a rock made of basic elements, and magically, miraculously, we have so much at our fingertips. But not only that, in the invisible world, energy cannot be destroyed, and two or more forms of energy can be at the same place at the same time, whether it's sound, a TV signal, radio signal, your internet, your loved ones, right? It's a world inside of worlds. So we can start questioning, we can be grateful. Remember to come visit me at wedon'tdie.com. We spoke briefly about grief, but I always recommend that you get a free copy of my book. Just enter your name and your email address. Chapter 10 is How to Survive Grief, and it goes into detail why we grieve, what's chemically happening in our body, and some helpful tools to help move through. Of course, I'll give you everything I know in all of my episodes to make a difference. Please come join me in our free Sunday gathering. Inspirational service happens on Zoom, so it's global, but it's 2 p.m. New York time every single Sunday. It's inspiring, it's empowering, there's music, but the last 45 minutes is a medium demonstration. We always have excellent mediums that bring through messages. Speaking of mediums, we have a new film out called Evidence of the Afterlife. Currently, you can find it on Apple TV, featuring our wonderful medium tutors, Carrie McLeod and Phil Dykes. And of course, I make a cameo with my 2 cents about proper mediumship. In closing, my name is Sandra Champlain. I'm always so happy to be your host on We Don't Die. I do believe that life is an education for the soul, and your life here is so important. So I keep remembering Purnima's father, always have faith. Please remember that you are not alone. Take that time to slow down, be present, and be open for the miraculous. Give gratitude too, and pay attention on kindness and service. Lots of homework, but it's just for being human. So I really want to thank you for listening or for watching, and we'll see you again soon.